harder time navigating fights due to range difference, and that could lead the edge to GAM as it gets later and later.
We will have to find out, of course. There is always a chance that Cardi just does a game 1 again, and then the comps don't matter. Because if a Victor gets about 7 kills by 22 minutes, you can kind of have 4 teamos behind him, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty much these games have kind of been someone gets a lot of kills, and then the game's made up, but the points don't matter. It's kind of just we're back to the best of 1 because someone got obscenely fed in either game, and now we're going to see who can figure out how to get obscenely fed in this game. And back to tank meta, so of course the tanks are going to give the biggest leashes in the world because they don't actually care about visiting their lanes or doing anything. I love tanks. They're my favorite. Unironically, by the way.
When you play a tank top laner, you give your jungle this like massive, beautiful leash with the full knowledge that he is never coming to your lane to repay you. It's a bit of an abusive.
Again.
You are, that time that you spend with him in a leash is all of the time you spend with your jungler until there's team fights.
Yeah, this is why I think we need to go back to around Season 4, Season 5, where junglers and top laners really got to bond as they spent so much time wandering the jungle together during the lane swap.
That lane swap meta was so cursed.
I really liked lane swaps in actually like Season 3, Season 4 when they hadn't been solved yet, and it was still fun. Every like 3 or 4 games you'd get it coming out so you can activate a weird strategy. Then by Season 5, it's just like, well, every game we know exactly what order we're doing, and it loses its charm a little bit then.
Yeah, thankfully we are, forward to this meta, which is better?
2 tanks in the top lane.
Yeah, 2 tanks in the top lane.
This is what I've been dreaming for so long. I've missed it. The days of Renekton are behind us.
I wouldn't go that far. Players will still bring the croc out every now and then.
Look, 12-13 is definitely the key. I gets to play Renekton again, patch.
But regardless, we do have the junglers meeting up. Oh, how nice of Levi, just breaking the Krug shield for Drakthar.
Yeah, it does not have priority in the lane, using the Skull Crab as a little bit of an out. Has that level advantage, so if lanes were going a little bit better, probably could have fought Drakthar pretty happily. Might have struggled a little bit if it extended too far, but would have had nice trades. And now they're looking to the bait. They are trying to bait Drakthar right now. I think no, maybe not. I felt like the obvious thing because they were pushing so aggressively. Not going to connect concussive blows, but yeah, they were pushing so aggressively, letting Levi get this wrap around, and they knew Drakthar was bot side.
Oh, there's a hook going in. They may well get baited as Levi now springs the trap. Ron's got flash to get out, and now with Drakthar joining it, Style having to immediately flash away. Elio jumps to him, but the damage is coming in. There's a Gravitum. Can he actually get it back off cooldown, lock them down? There's first blood. There's a second. And that GAM was atrocious.
Yeah, there's no defending that. What did you do, Levi?
That was horrific.
So it starts off with Rono B getting a good hook. That's why it
waited,
and then look, Levi. The waiting I don't necessarily mind so much. It is to see
he didn't press E.
Yeah, it's just that flash, and then the E didn't cast for some reason. Like if a pause came out and Levi's like, my E didn't bloody work, I'd almost forgive that, because
that was
horrific. That flash E needed to come. If that flash E comes through, that's easy first blood. That's an easy win. And actually, getting the better of this trade, especially because Pun has no mana right now. Pops a biscuit, pops a potion. He's gonna feel a little bit safer, but this is where Ki will have some advantage in the fact that he can build his items in lane. It's a fun champ. I do like him, but it's a little bit unfair when you're like, I'm having a good time. Why does he have a Barmies?
But Pun does get his reset, has TP as well, but Kia in a much better position this game.
Yeah,
Which is
actually
nice.
bullying it around very well. And this is a little adaptation Pun has gone for. He's decided to go for the tier this game. I don't know if he'll necessarily complete it, but has decided to pick that up. Didn't need it against the Gnar. Felt very comfortable in that matchup, of course, but can't quite burst down a Gnar quite as quickly, so needs the extra mana for the extended trades. Makes a lot of sense, and now just needs to put this all together and figure out where they're going, how it's going to go. Going to make an early roam down, but this crab has been taken by Poppy, so can't spend too much time lurking around this river because they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to be in lane though. He is just a Sejuani. He can go have a break. He knows he's going to get pushed in. 3 members of both teams around this bottom lane. The Gravitum's still here for Artemis if they want to go for something, which they do.
Hello,
Throws out the hook. Yardo joins in. Going to be the difference maker as Elio taken down low. Charm will miss, but Elio is going to fall. Can they now get anything onto Style? Yes, they can. And that's another 2 kills over for Cerberus, and GAM are just being absolutely dismantled.
Yeah, Levi looking at playing this Poppy like he saw Ona pop the hell off on it, and LCK was like, yes, I can do this too, but he's just in the wrong position. He's just not pushed up far enough to actually defend his team with the ultimate. And, very close by Kiaya.
Incredibly close. Moving forward, flashes in, and there's at least one bright spot for GAM.
Yeah, just had it just enough time to get that second cast on the ultimate, and that will secure that top side. I expected this to go a lot more pun favored, but I am being proven heavily wrong. And yeah, so no priority in the mid lane. Ari gets to be here first. Levi, I feel the way to play this is if you can block, just stun Drakthar into a wall, then dip out with your face rush. You can block something with block the Ari Spirit Rush with your Sephir's Presence, perhaps, and you can play it in a way that gets them out, but he just sits so far back and does not try and get involved, which doesn't really work for Poppy. I mean, like, you may end up trading yourself, but trading the life of your jungler for the AD carry is worth it, in my opinion, and because right now, Artemis has moved up, you can't contest this Rift Herald, you are just stuck. Can't do a damn thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, stuck is the correct word. And I think GAM might just be caught off guard by how hard they're losing. I don't think GAM is used to this.
I mean, they should be by now. Not exactly winning at the moment, so...
It's true.
I feel just... Yeah, okay, good dash by Drakthar to dip out of that Poppy stun, but the protection is here, and Kiai's just going to be bullied out, and... Okay, so look at the lane assignments from GAM. They've decided, alright, Style needs all the protection he can get, so we're going to stick him in the bot lane.
The Yardo's here.
Here comes the party train.
Ooh, Ron P throws out a hook. Was a little bit hopeful, so nothing will come of this. Pun should be able to clear the wave against Cardi. Needs to be a little bit careful. Never mind, he wants himself a kill. Throws out all that damage. Has already used the ultimate, and he goes down to the E Aftershock. A little bit rough there, Pun.
Yeah, just started that off with a little bit too low health and then just couldn't quite get out of. Hold on.
Artemis has been caught. There's an Ornalt coming in. Levi bearing down on him. This is GAM fighting back well. Severum ult trying to heal him up, but he can't get the wiggly arms going. So Ron P now just trying to find a way out. The hook will do it, but it's a good passage of play for GAM.
Yeah, it's a good start. They get that kill onto Artemis, which is exactly what they want to do, and the tanks of GAM have decided to come together and decided to wear the carries now. We don't need an AD carry. We don't need a Victor. The Victor, admittedly, not doing too bad. He's quietly farming away on the bot side, but
got a kill.
But the tanks, that's where it's at. They're taking matters into their own hands. And this Drake is going into Drakthar's hands. He's pretty happy with that. Hands are still purple with a Rift Arrow he gets to use.
He actually needs to take this a
Decisions.
little bit quickly. No, Levi stops to get his blue buff, so it's okay. Levi was on the path there, but this should be a dragon going over to Cerberus. A very late dragon. Kind of already makes Dragon Soul win condition not very good, even though we don't know which soul it's going to be yet. Let's have a replay of this top lane play, Marby.
Yeah, just Cat steps a little bit too far forward, and then it's good flash to upset the Glacial Fissure, but the slow is still in place and locks down a very easy Call of the Forge God. Now Levi doesn't have his W to interrupt this, and that just means Ron will get away. But just lots of CC base damages for tanks are definitely enough to pop an 80 carry, especially if you're bringing multiple of them. And now, I guess we're just sort of playing, can Kiaya and the boys carry until a point that Carti put it all together?
Oh, Cardi has been caught out, knocked up by the Cyclone. Yado there throws out the orb, and Drakthar will pick himself up the kill. Very nice stuff.
No. The Drakthar says no. Yado confirms that no with a good charm to follow up.
We'll go to VAR. Can we just get a review? No.
No. That's going to be a firm no. It's... Good moves from Drakthar. Finds an opening, finds a option onto Cardi. 3-0, yeah. He's been benefiting a lot.
Can I just bring out, what you were saying in our break, that Drakthar is not good, and this series he has not been good either. He's now 3-0. Is Team Carrick's resplendent once more?
This is a better game from him. Well, look, I'm sorry that my superpower is apparently to make players good by just talking shit on them. So, if eventually, one day, ASE will be the best team in the world, because I cannot stop calling them bad. And, no, it's been a solid play from Drakthar this time. Levi has definitely fumbled a lot and given great opportunities for him. Been set up and has cashed in.
Pun might be in some trouble if Levi was interested, but he's not.
Just wants to take the crab, and
actually, I don't think they'd kill him in time. I actually think that's going to look really silly. Like that play looks really silly from Levi, but I actually think he was correct.
Yeah, I mean, you might have been able to force a flash or something out of that
But you risk dying to Drakthar as he comes in. He's really strong. He's got a Divine Sunrise. I think Levi made the right call there. It looks very silly, though.
Yeah. But yeah, he's the bot lane has been playing fantastically. Drakthar has been in position to capitalize it and convert those kills, and he's been, it's been a good setup from this trio of Cerberus, and the solo lanes, they haven't really been doing too much this game, but they haven't really had to.
Charmed under tower, but the Chaos Storm stopped Yado from converting anything without that Spirit Rush. But this is a Victor that's getting left alone. He is just scaling.
Yeah, slowly scaling. Not going to be able to interrupt the back. Oh, yes, he is going to interrupt the back, and Levi is in position, but Drakthar knows exactly where he is too, and here comes Pun, baby.
Yeah, Pun moving in. Levi can reject him with the Nope Hammer. Just charging it up is enough to stop any play. Well done there by Levi, saving his mid laner.
Yeah, right position, and Cerberus, they definitely wanted to go for the collapse. That's a lazy recall. Gets interrupted. Not going to actually fall down, but yeah. Good interruption from Pun.
Yeah. But, I mean, as badly as the early game went for GAM, it really looked dangerous, but it seems like they've managed to recover fairly well. They have Kiaya up in a lane by himself, farming, most importantly getting solo XP, something that's really important for Ornn, as we all know. They have farm leads in top lane and jungle. I feel like they've made this game a lot more even than the early game should have allowed them to. Yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, it's actually it's less than 1,000 gold between the teams. It might break out been a little bit more with this Rift Herald, depending on how well it gets utilized, but yeah, it's been kept fairly close, and once again, if Kiaya can get these Ornn items down, level up the Kraken Slayer, level up these Frostfires, and start getting some extra gold stats worth of gold in the pockets, they can bring it right back as long as nothing gets broken right open. And second dragon is coming up now. Tower
We've got
go
first
down
brick
for
to Garm as
Kaya.
well. First brick to Garm, and Kiara immediately TP's in.
Yeah! Like, okay, somehow a tower hasn't gone down. Like, yeah,
Yep.
it felt so Cerberus controlled. They haven't been able to put it together as Flash comes in.
Yeah, and there comes Kiaya moving in with that Call of the Forge God. They're going to absolutely destroy Ron OP. Punt on the run as well. Does land a good stun to stop Levi's charge. But that's going to be Garm winning the fight, and that should get them the dragon as well. Well done.
Yeah, and as long as Kiaya can just sort of play keep away, and Dracthar's going to back right off.
Yeah.
Don't think they used the Rift Herald, which could have
they did.
played it out. They did. That's even worse because it didn't really seem to do much.
I think they did. We'll find out.
And so yeah, just a win on the board for the side of GAM gets them the gold lead. Not a very big one, admittedly, but dragon gold lead. Tower, they've been doing very well. Yeah, summoned up, and the three on the top side. I guess it just gets a quick crash into the tower and doesn't really do all that much. But yeah, just Dracthar ejected, can't really stick onto the backside, and
it actually didn't charge. He placed it too far back, so it was slowly killing minions. And Style realized the fight was over. He didn't need to be there, so he just went and killed the Rift Herald in mid. So a bit of a screw up there by Dracthar.
Dracthar providing the time-honored tradition of Cerberus junglers and just
screwing up Rift Herald,
missing the Rift Herald. So glad to see the traditions are upheld despite the changing in the roster. But now Cerberus gonna have to try and make something back. They kind of fumbled a little bit. This tower is low and ripe for the picking, and they weren't able to find anyone willing to defend it, and probably rightfully so by GAM. They can see it's low.
But they could have traded for mid.
Yeah, and that's way better. They're even going to force tower out, so they probably won't get it.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Not with Pun arriving and Dracthar threatening a flank. It is 5v4 here, so Cerberus doesn't actually want to make a play. Good tag there by Elio, just slowing the real Dracthar down.
But yeah, it's just so the 4v5, it's going to just be a nice tower taken on the bottom side of the map. Now Levi, he's just trying to keep a mark on Dracthar and Ron OP. He doesn't want to give them the opportunity to try and find anything onto Style.
The helicopter's coming out. Just doesn't let it go in. It's going. The tower will fall. Dracthar dives in the backline. Massive amount of knockouts, but no damage actually converting. He will be the first one to fall. Artemis can't participate in the fight. Has to flash away from the rocket. Yado dashing away. One knocked up in the air. And that's a big fight win for GAM. The damage from Cerberus just isn't there.
Yeah, Dracthar not able to convert, gets popped immediately, and Artemis, I'm not even sure where the damage came from, but it looked like he got half health by the Ornn ultimate. Poppycopter to zone again. Gonna yeet Ron OP to the moon, and
it should get 2 towers for them. Huge swing.
Yeah, that's a huge swing. Brings the gold open to about 2k, 3k.
In GAM's favor.
In GAM's favor, and that's huge, and Ron OP doesn't want to let things lie. He can't find a hook, but they might be able to capitalize on the low health bars and trade out a tower.
This is smart from Cerberus. They just TP Yado in. They catch them on the reset. They're going to be able to get a tower of their own here. Well done there by Cerberus.
Yeah, it's gonna lessen the blow a little bit, give them access into GAM's jungle as well, so it's not a completely one-sided affair. Now they we're going into a very interesting state, and we're just going to have to see where all this damage comes into Artemis. Must be a stray laser or something, but no,
it's Ornn.
It's just Ornn ultimate plus the Glacial Fissure layered on top that provides that extra damage, and then has to flash away from the Super Mega Death Rocket. And Artemis removed from the fight, even though the kill doesn't go through. And then just quick cleanup. Cardi slowly picking it up, 3-1-1. Definitely maxed out on his passive by now. He's feeling very happy.
Yeah, this is this Victor is sort of inserting itself into Carti's champion pool, I should say. He's obviously very good at it in the past, but this split, after a very rough start for Cardi this series. He's had 2 good games at the very least, both on the Victor.
Two standout games on Victor. One game where everything fell apart around him on the Swain, and not necessarily anything he could do by the point he actually got to interact with the game, other than playing through against Yado and just he's been making a statement. He says, I'm back. I want to get back to the top of the league. Does not want to go down without finally visiting worlds he has been denied so often.
Yeah, he has. He is. I think Cardi has missed 4 international events.
3 if we. Oh well, yeah, no 4. Yeah, 4.
4
not counting MSI 2020 because that was cancelled altogether.
Yeah, I mean it's still he still would like. Okay, sure, everyone missed that, but he still qualified. Like he has qualified for 4 international events that he has not been able to attend. So it's honestly a tragedy. And we want to see GAM at Worlds. This team deserves it, but not when they're playing as sloppy as they were in Game 2.
So including that one, 5, considering they didn't actually go to MSI, even though they definitely should. They were realistically meant to. SEA Games got in the way. But yes, GAM really would want to go there. Kati hasn't been, even though he absolutely has. Kiaya hasn't been in his designated role as a top laner.
He went as a mid laner and just played every game. It was great.
Yeah, and so just these players, they really want to make their presence felt on the international stage. None of them have been except for Levi and Kiaya, and again, we mentioned Kiaya, so God, we want to see them improve. We're starting to see signs of life, starting to see them recover glimpses of what they used to be, and now Cerberus did put them to the test in Game 2, and they are still putting them to the test in the early game, but now just the gold lead slowly shrinking back to 1k in the favor of GAM, not able to find anything to really push that out further.
It's very true. Let's have a look at the items. The Dominix is completed for Artemis, so he should, if he can auto attack, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does. But okay, so we are starting to see Pun. He will be able to get out. He shouldn't. It's not really under that much threat anyway by these tanks. They can't really cut through him.
That's a wet noodle fight.
Not in any way that matters for sure. But we're just going to start to see the small incremental advantages. Like GAM have been playing team fights really well, executing them on them a little bit better than what Cerberus has, and now they control the gold lead. They are getting a little bit of bonuses coming out from the Kiaya Ornn upgrades. That's huge.
Here we go. As Ron OP, they come in, they just delete the Victor. This is the killer instinct we love out of Cerberus.
Untouched.
On forward. Drakthar going down. Style gets excited, moving forward. Yado moving in, gets the charm to him. They have to kill him though. Flashing forward from Artemis. Can they get the last one? Yes, they can. And then the orb comes back through, rips out Braum's soul, and suddenly only 2 members of GAM are left standing. Cerberus come in and bite their throats out.
And just as I'm saying GAM are playing better, Artemis comes, Ron OP comes, Cerberus just comes and shuts me up, because fantastic pick onto Kati, removes him from the fight, and even though Style is able to dish out so much damage, he's not quite able to convert anything beyond that first onto Drakthar, and it's a huge win, 3 for 1. It swings the gold a little bit back in the favor, and then just insane knockup, removed instantly. And the knockaway only gets Ari, which is fine. Ari is so fast, she returns to no time at all. And then fantastic charm, just places out beautifully from Yado. Lands it all, flashes forward, gets the perfect pass through to get both kills on the bot lane, and so cleanly played by this Ari.
Yeah, got to give credit where it's due to Ron OP as well. Came in, realized he hadn't been spotted, and just immediately, as soon as he saw an opening, removes Cardi from the fight, which actually gave them the chance they needed. Resetting, though, as we get back onto the map, GAM have obviously regrouped, and they're looking over towards Baron. They've got a level 15 Ornn, which means both of their carries have their ornaments.
Yeah, two big ornaments. I'll hold that thought.
Yep, there's the horn coming through. It's only really going to stop Pun, who throws out the ult to arrest Carty's movement. They are all right at the moment.
They can't quite convert, and have to say these are two really good orn upgrades to pick up the Kraken Slayer in particular, because the upgraded version gives you more true damage because it feeds into its own passive and builds up that stacking. So going to be able to help Style rip through Pun, Ron and Drakthar very even faster. But now all that expended, all that time spent, and the reset comes through and gives Cerberus the opening. They decide not to. They don't feel super confident. They maybe just want to give the false start to try and draw GAM in, but they can check at range.
They can, but this is a very tense game all of a sudden. We have 500 gold separating these teams, which obviously at this point in the game may as well be 0. It's all about execution. The scaling slightly favors GAM, but Aphelios is good enough to make it Cerberus have a chance. And Marby, this is tense.
This is tense. It's a 500 on the board, but realistically, there's probably about 2K.
This is sole point picked up for GAM.
2K ahead for the side of GAM with these ornaments put together. And now they're going to pick up this soul point, and that's a little bit more stats coming together that should really put them into a comfortable position, even though it's not really reflected on the board. Gives them that comfortable lead in stats for sure. But it's just a matter of, can they convert? Can they find anything? They can't quite. This Baron is the only real thing left for them to sort of try and fight around, and it may have been left unguarded a little bit long.
Yep, GAM is starting it up. Cerberus will be able to sniff this one out, but they need to get through the gatekeeper of Elio. Pun leading the way in. GAM will peel off the Baron, let it reset. They catch on to Drakthar. Good use of that clone cyclone. But that's a big ultimate now on cooldown, and GAM just returned to the Baron.
Yeah, ultimate down. Drakthar has to spend some time healing up off the jungle. This could
5,000 health. There it is. That's a good Sejuani ult onto the backside. 1,000 health, and there it is. Taken away by Cardi in the end. The smites weren't quite good enough. Drakthar incredibly low. Pun even lower. And Cerberus are not getting any way into this fight. Drakthar manages to get out. Levi going low. They can't finish him off, though. Artemis has the white-blue. Yado shifting forward with the Spirit Rush. Drakthar wants to re-engage, and they've got a teleport coming in as well from Pun. This is a disaster here for GAM as they're getting taken down. 2 of them have already fallen. They've got Baron buffs, but it doesn't help here. Levi is Drakthar's next target. Ron OP hooking forward, trying to get some distance. Elio puts up the door and will manage to shut it in the face of Cerberus, but they pick up 2 kills. The health bars are low. The towers are falling. And this game continues to balance on the edge of a blade.
It's 20 seconds. This inhibitor is going down for sure. I don't think they can push Farin up against a Baron buff, but that's definitely inhibitor. So Baron taken, but they lose their base. It is broken. And just because they couldn't split the fight, they couldn't decide how to play it out. And in the end, it's Cerberus that sneaks away with a team fight victory. GAM can fight it back and get a little bit, put it back together. They still have Baron buffs to work with and can absolutely utilize the push and siege to great effect. But right now, this is not looking all that together great, especially because, I mean, the waves are just not in a position to capitalize on this. It just feels really bad to work with. And especially if you're going to have to leave Kiaya parked in this top side to deal with super minions. I mean, I guess the real option, I would say, is to push all your team into that top side and hard force that wave so super minions aren't really an issue. But I just, yeah, it's just not going to, it's just going to fall apart. This Baron, I think, is just going to eventually fizzle out, and we're going to look towards that Dragon Soul.
Yeah, and a Mountain Soul goes a long way when you've got this many tank stats on your team.
Oh, for sure. But now it's just sort of seeing, yeah, it's just not quite coming together. They can't really utilize anything to do with it. They wanted the fight, they lost the fight. And I'd love to see a replay because you can just sort of see how it falls apart for GAM, but we're not getting one. Which is why I'm being cagey, because I was expecting one already.
Yeah, I'm hoping we will get one. It was a big enough fight that surely, eventually, we get a.
Especially because we're just watching waves get pushed, but not even
Yeah.
pushed to tower. just pushed.
But I mean, the big highlight, if we don't get a replay, the big highlight was honestly Pun. He really made that pig work as he got into the back line really nicely and stopped Style being able to do anything in this match.
Yeah, and just even
fight.
though he dived really in quite deep, and GAM did turn onto him and almost burst him down, but they split their attention. They didn't try and finish him off, and that did let Pun get away and get that reset TP, which really locked down and ended the fight for GAM. If they cleaned up and just committed onto Pun and picked off that one kill, would have given them the exit out quite easily, as they could have kited up north. But split decision means they lose the fight, means we got to the position where Baron is just kind of just lets them play ping pong a little bit longer with these waves. And now with that constant pressure on the top side, GAM's attempt to approach the Soul is going to be very hard indeed, and might almost just be worth giving yourself those 5 minutes and letting Cerberus take it.
Maybe, but I feel like 5 minutes doesn't change a huge amount, really, for either team. It sort of just gives you another chance, as Kiaya is leading the way in. The Dragon has spawned, pulled now by Artemis, but Levi is there, winds up the helicopter and knocks Drakthar out of there, and into the backside he goes. Artemis is the target, knocked up by the Ornhorn, but they haven't been able to make anything really happen. Roto P coming in from the back. Pun going low. Artemis being found out. He has to kill Levi immediately. He's not going to. Helios will fall. Style will go down on the other side. No ADC.
But so is County.
4v2. They're getting cut down. Kiaya doing everything he can. But the bellows don't blow hard enough. Yardo managing to carry the fight out. Drakthar having an excellent one as well. And Cerberus are pinging the base. They want to end the game. They want to end the series and send GAM to a 2-3 record. Something GAM has not faced in a long, long time. The towers are falling. It is only the captain. It is only Levi left to save them, and he will not be able to do it. Elio comes charging in, merely to watch his Nexus explode, and GAM have lost again. Cerberus have killed the gods.
And with that, it is Cerberus left in sole